Hello everyone, welcome to a short lesson video on the topic Investment Appraisal for Cambridge A-Level Accounting. In this video, we will understand the concept of accounting rate of return and solve a past paper question on the same. Before we proceed, please note abbreviations are used in this presentation only due to space constraints. Abbreviations are strictly not allowed in the Cambridge exams. Accounting rate of return is the average profit from an investment expressed as a percentage of the average capital of the investment expected to be earned over the life of the project. So the profit taken into consideration is not the actual profit but the expected profit. The formula for calculating the ARR or accounting rate of return is average annual profit upon average investment multiplied by 100, where average investment is equal to initial investment plus scrap value upon 2 and average annual profit is equal to total annual profit upon number of years. There are various ways to compute the average investment, but the formula prescribed in the A-level syllabus is this one. It is important to note that ARR is the only technique of investment appraisal in the syllabus that takes depreciation of the investment into account. Even if depreciation is not given in the question, you must write off the total cost of the non-current asset over the life of the project. Let us solve a past paper question on ARR. This is October-November 2018, paper variant 33. Asif is considering running a farming business growing soya beans. The rent of the land will be $800 per field per annum. He has two options. Option 1 is renting 5 fields and option 2 is renting 10 fields. He intends to retire after 5 years. If option 1 is chosen, the farm machinery will cost $30,000. If option 2 is chosen, the farm machinery will cost $38,000. The farm machinery will not have any scrap value at the end of the 5-year period. Then we have been given the expected soya bean yields for the years 1 to 5. We have also been provided the selling prices for the soya beans, and then we have been told that labor costs are expected to be 20% of sales and the annual cost of seeds is expected to be $200 per field. In part A, we have to calculate the annual net cash flow for option 1. So let's solve part A. The cash flows expected to occur are outflow in the form of rent, outflow in the form of purchase of machinery, inflow in the form of sales, outflow by way of labor costs, and outflow by way of costs of seeds. Let us record this in our answer. So this is part A and we are going to find out the annual net cash flows for option 1. The first column will be year, the second column will be sales, then labor, rent, seeds, and then we have a net cash flow column. Asif intends to retire after 5 years, so we need to find the annual net cash flows for 5 years. We'll start with year 0, which is the date of starting the project, and then we will record years 1 to 5. Remember that option 1 is renting 5 fields. The first cash flow that should be recorded is $30,000 of cash outflow in year 0. So we will write $30,000 in brackets in the net cash flow column. We'll calculate the sales now. There are 5 fields and in year 1, the soya bean yield is expected to be 1000 kilos per field and the selling price is expected to be $900 per 1000 kilos of soya beans. So in the sales column for year 1, we will write 5 fields multiplied by 1000 kilos per field multiplied by $900 per 1000 kilos. That gives us a total sales value of $4,500 for year 1. In year 2, the yield is 2000 kilos per field and the selling price remains $900 per 1000 kilos. Therefore, sales for year 2 will be 5 fields into 2000 kilos per field multiplied by $900 for 1000 kilos. That gives us a sales value of $9,000. There are 5 fields. The soybean yields are expected to be 3000 kilos per field in the years 3, 4 and 5. And the selling prices were expected to be $1,100 per 1000 kilos of soybeans in the years 3, 4 and 5. Therefore, the sales in years 3, 4 and 5 will be 5 into 3000 multiplied by 1100 upon 1000. That is $16,500. Next, we have been told that labor costs were expected to be 20% of sales. Therefore, labor costs for year 1 will be 4,500 into 20%, that is $900, and it is an outflow, therefore it will be in brackets. Similarly, labor costs for year 2 will be $9,000 into 20%, that is $1,800 negative. Labor costs for year 3, 4 and 5 will be $16,500 into 20%, that is $3,300 negative. The next cash flow that we will consider is rent. Rent is $800 per field, and under option 1 there are 5 fields. Therefore, for each year the rent will be 800 into 5, that is $4,000 negative because it is an outflow. The annual cost of seeds is expected to be $200 per field, and as we know, under option 1 we are renting 5 fields. So for each year the cost of seeds will be 200 into 5, that is $1,000 negative. We can now find out the net cash flow for each year. So for year 1, the net cash flow will be 4,500 minus 900 minus 4,000 minus 1,000. That gives us negative 1,400. For year 2, it will be 9,000 minus 1,800 minus 4,000 minus 1,000. That is 2,200 positive. For year 3, it will be 16,500 minus 3,300 minus 4,000 minus 1,000. That is 8,200 positive. Similarly, we will solve for years 4 and 5. We have now completed part A of the question. We move on to part B, for which we have to calculate the ARR for option 1. We know that ARR is equal to average annual profit upon average investment into 100. In part A, we have found out the annual cash flows. We now need to find out the annual profit. To arrive at the profit for each year, we need to subtract the depreciation on machinery from the net cash flow of that year. Cost of machinery under option 1 is $30,000 and the machinery will not have any scrap value. We have not been given any additional information regarding depreciation, so we can assume that straight line method of depreciation is being followed. The formula for straight line method of depreciation is depreciation per annum is equal to cost minus scrap value upon number of years of useful life. We will use this formula to find out the depreciation for each year. Depreciation for year 0 will be nil because the machine has just been purchased on that date. Depreciation at the end of year 1 will be cost minus scrap value upon number of years of useful life. In this case, it is $6,000. Therefore, as per straight line method, the depreciation per annum is $6,000. We can now calculate the annual profit. Machinery purchase of $30,000 will not be considered by computing profit since it is a capital expenditure and only revenue expenses and incomes are taken into account for profit calculation. Therefore, we will begin our profit calculation from the end of year 1. Profit for year 1 will be negative $1,400 minus $6,000 of depreciation. Therefore, profit at the end of year 1 will be negative $7,400. Similarly, profit at the end of year 2 will be $3,800, $2,200 positive for each of the years 3, 4, and 5. We can now find out the total profit earned by the project during its entire life. We'll add the annual profits of the 5 years. We get total profit is equal to $4,600 negative. We know that ARR is equal to average annual profit upon average investment multiplied by 100, where average annual profit is equal to total annual profit divided by number of years. Total annual profit is 4,600 negative and number of years is 5. Therefore, average annual profit is minus 4,600 upon 5, which is equal to minus 920. Average investment is equal to initial investment plus scrap value divided by 2. Initial investment is $30,000, scrap value is 0. Therefore, average investment will be 30,000 plus 0 upon 2. That is 15,000. Therefore, ARR will be minus 920 upon 15,000 into 100. That is 6.13%. With this, we have completed part B of the question. In part C, we have to calculate the ARR for option 2. We will solve it exactly as we did parts A and B. In option 2, Asif will be renting 10 fields. So let us compute the annual net cash flow for option 2. So this is part C, annual net cash flows for option 2, 10 fields. The column headings will be the same as those in part A. So the first column will be year, then sales, labor, rent, seeds, and finally net cash flow. The project is for 5 years, so we can fill the year column. Under option 2, the cost of farm machinery is $38,000. Therefore, for year 0, the net cash flow will be negative 38,000. In year 1, there are 10 fields. The yield is expected to be 1000 kilos per field and the selling price is expected to be $900 per 1000 kilos. We will enter this information in the sales column. We will write 10 fields into 1000 kilos per field into $900 per 1000 kilos. That gives us sales of $9,000 for year 1 under option 2. For year 2, the sales will be 10 fields multiplied by 2000 kilos per field multiplied by $900 per 1000 kilos. So we are recording this in the sales column. We get a sales value of $18,000. For years 3, 4 and 5, the sales will be 10 fields multiplied by 3000 kilos per field multiplied by $1,100 per 1000 kilos. Let's record this in the sales column. We get a sales value of $33,000. Next, we see that labor costs are expected to be 20% of sales. So for year 1, labor costs will be 9,000 into 20%, which will be an outflow of $1,800. For year 2, it will be 18,000 into 20%, that is $3,600 outflow. For years 3, 4 and 5, it will be 33,000 into 20%, that is $6,600. The rent is $800 per field and under option 2, Asif will be renting 10 fields. Therefore, in the rent column, we will write 800 into 10, that is an outflow of $8,000. The annual cost of seeds is expected to be $200 per field. Therefore, for 10 fields, it will be 200 into 10. That means an outflow of $2,000 per year. Net cash flow for year 1 will be 9,000 minus 1,800 minus 8,000 minus 2000, that is negative 2800. Net cash flow for year 2 will be 18,000 minus 3,600 minus 8,000 minus 2,000, that is positive 4,400. Net cash flows for years 3, 4 and 5 will be 33,000 minus 6,600 minus 8,000 minus 2,000, that is positive 16,400. These are the annual net cash flows for the life of the project. We now need to find the annual profit. Annual profit will be the net cash flows minus depreciation. We have just found out the net cash flows, so now we need to find out the depreciation. The cost of machinery is $38,000. There is no scrap value and the useful life is 5 years. Again, we will not consider 38,000 here because it is a capital expenditure and it will not be taken into account for profit calculation. Therefore, as per straight line method, depreciation per annum will be 38,000 minus 0 upon 5. That is $7,600. So, annual profit for year 1 will be 2,800 negative minus 7,600. That means 10,400 negative. Profit for year 2 will be 4,400 minus 7,600. That is negative 3,200. Profit for year 3 will be 16,400 minus 7,600. 8,800, and this profit will remain the same for years 4 and 5 as well. Total profit will be the addition of all these profits. We get total profit is $12,800. We need to find out the ARR, which is average annual profit upon average investment into 100, where average annual profit is equal to total profit upon number of years and average investment is equal to initial investment plus scrap value upon 2. Total profit is 12,800. Number of years is 5. Therefore, average annual profit is equal to 12,800 upon 5. That is 2,560. Initial investment is 38,000, scrap value is 0. Therefore, average investment will be 38,000 plus 0 upon 2, which is 19,000. ARR will be 2,560 divided by 19,000 into 100, which is 13.47%. With this, we have completed part C, and this also means that we have solved the entire question. We'll now take a quick look at the advantages and disadvantages of ARR. ARR method of investment appraisal is relatively easy to calculate. It gives the expected profitability of a project, and this can then be compared with the present profitability or return on capital employed of the business. ARR considers the expected total earnings over the whole life of the project, unlike the payback period, which considers cash flows only till the date of payback. The most important disadvantage of the ARR method is that it ignores the time value of money. Time value of money means that every dollar received now is more useful to a business than a dollar received at a later date. The method does not take into account the timing of the cash flows, but the initial expenditure on the project will continue to be at risk until the flow of cash into the business has covered the initial cost. ARR is the only method of investment appraisal which uses profit instead of cash flows in its formula. However, the concept of profit is a subjective one. It depends on a number of variable policies such as provision for depreciation and doubtful debts, valuation of inventory, and other matters. So that was a past paper question on ARR method of investment appraisal. We will cover another method of investment appraisal in the next video.